Hey everybody, welcome back. This week's episode of Mint Out of the Box, the action figure unboxing show here on YouTube, where I use my 40 years plus of action figure knowledge and collecting to break down whatever it is I feel like opening this week. Hope you had a fantastic week. Hope you have a fantastic Father's Day. If you are a father, if you have a father, if you know your father, I hope you're having a good one. It's still been kind of slow out there, but I did have a couple surprises. I got this book of Boba Fett. This was just actually, I ordered this off of Amazon a long time ago. One of those things I order like months in advance. Then it finally shows up. So I got that. Then the other morning when I left work yesterday, me and my buddy stopped at Target. He needed some lotion. I don't know why. And I went to the toy section and found this cool ass Wolverine. I'm not a huge Wolverine fan per se, but this is very much styled after the X-Men cartoon series in the early 90s, which I don't know if you were there like I was. That's when the action figure collecting craze kind of was like a ground zero, when you had the reissue of Star Wars, the Toy Biz Marvel figures. They had a couple crappy DC toys were starting to like take off. You had Star Trek. It was getting crazy. People are transitioning out of comic books and baseball cards and Pogs, and they're all jumping into action figures, and The Godfather was there. So I grabbed this, and then the other day, my daughters, the ones that always come in here and cause havoc and interrupt my show, they informed me that they needed to go shopping for my daughter's friend's birthday, so I had to go to the mall. I had to go to work, go to the gym, work out, come home, and take them to the mall. And I'm a dude, I'm not a big mall guy. But she drugged me into Hot Topic, and I noticed they're not carrying as many pops as they used to. But imagine my surprise as she's looking at stuff to shove on her face and ears, and bam! Do I really want to taste it? Yes, I do. I was able to cancel my pre-order of this Peacemaker pop and take it home with me yesterday. So I'm gonna open this bad boy real fast. I've talked about it, as you see. I've redesigned the set. I've actually set everything back up, made it look a little bit more presentable. Got rid of Castle Grayskull, and I set up a lot of things. Got my the boys, the 7 over here, and I got, as I'm talking, my Peacemakers, because I'm actually gonna put this bad boy over here. I love the show. I love the Suicide Squad movie, but I love the show. John Cena. I was like everybody else, going, out of all the Suicide Squad characters, why are they giving John Cena his show? And I think if you watched any 5 minutes of the show, we all know why. Mega talented, ex-pro wrestler. So, yeah, me and my wife, the lovely woman producer Steph, we look forward to that show every week. Miss it now. You can't wait for the rest of the pops. But here he is in his underwear from the episode where he boned the alien broad and then blew her up. But like I said, I'll take anything Peacemaker, because I love the show so much. And then I'll open this bad boy real quick. I haven't done any Marvel figures that often on here because I don't understand Marvel. I mean, I don't understand Disney. I don't understand how... Rant time. I don't understand how you can take a property like Marvel Comics and Star Wars and completely botch it and not make any money. If you would have given me Star Wars, George Lucas came to me and said, hey, take over Star Wars, I'd be Bill Gates. Because Star Wars made money when there was no Star Wars. So if someone comes to me and says, hey, you have one of the biggest companies in the world behind it to make Star Wars movies, I would have grabbed about 4 or 5 mega fans, sat them in a room and said, hey, we're coming up with movies. And it would be... I could wake up from a drunken stupor and at least come up with one movie better than these, let alone if I had an army of guys that want to do this. But they're more concerned with being woke than making entertaining stuff. And they've totally destroyed Star Wars. But with Marvel... I don't understand how the Eternals, which from the previews looked like it's a very, very boring movie. Like, it didn't look exciting at all. But they made every figure from that movie. Every figure. when civilization crumbles and they find the remains of this civilization, you're going to find those Eternal figures and that WWF series with Otis Money in the Bank, because you can't get rid of those things. But I don't understand how you had a Target exclusive for the Eternals, you had a Walmart exclusive for the Eternals, and Salma Hayek. But they're the most boring figures. Like, you even had the dude in a suit. Looks like you could get him together with the Ultimate Warrior in a suit, and they could sell real estate to each other. But my point is, they had all that stuff, the large figures from the Eternals, all those Eternals figures, and I see them everywhere where they're trying to blow them out, and they're still not getting blown out. If someone held a gun to my head and said, "Go grab me something from Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man movie," I'd be dead. They made a couple figures from the line. Do you know how much that was? It's arguably one of the best superhero movies ever. We couldn't get a Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield 3-pack with the other Spider-Man. Like, we couldn't get that. We couldn't get those figures should be rotting on shelves, not the Eternals. And there was nothing from that movie. I don't understand what Marvel was thinking. Maybe there's something that I don't know about. But anyway, comes a little head. Everybody can use a little head. And the Wolverine, like I said, he looks a lot like he did in the classic X-Men cartoons, stuff like that. They really got in the claws better. If you remember back to the ones in the 90s, you had, like, if you go all the way back to the Secret Wars figures, you had the strap-on claws. They looked really goofy. Then you had the Toy Biz ones that kind of slid out, and they looked like swords. And then you had the second wave where you could push them in. They're a little bit better, but it looks like here they got them. They're not super flimsy. They've actually got a little bit of blood on them because they do pierce his skin every time they come out. But like I said, Wolverine is one of those characters where it's like, at a certain point, it's like, Jesus Christ, enough of this guy. But this is the classic version of him. It's a super cool figure, so I grabbed it. It just, like I said, you got that. We went through that phase where you had Wolverine on an ATV, Wolverine on a jet, Wolverine on a bike, Wolverine on an ATV. But that's Wolverine. And this Boba Fett, I'm going to eventually open it up. I'm not going to do it right here. Like I said, the Book of Boba Fett I was very disappointed in. If you're going to have a series dedicated to telling stories of Boba Fett, we didn't need to see this version of it. Kind of an overweight guy walking around, becomes a mob boss. If we were going to tell stories of Boba Fett, and like I said, I thought some of the most interesting parts of Boba Fett, this show, was when they show flashbacks of him, like when he escaped the Sarlacc pit. Which, with the version they showed, is super, super boring. I think it was Tales of the Bounty Hunter, or Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina. I don't remember which one exactly, because there's two different Boba Fett stories in there. They talked about an amazing story about how he escaped the Sarlacc pit. So I would have liked to see them do a show where they could have had this guy do the voice. They could have showed him meeting Han Solo at some point. They could have had Harrison Ford do an episode. They could have showed what exactly he did after Empire Strikes Back when he took Han Solo. Because from what I've read, he didn't go exactly to Jabba the Hutt. They could have did an episode where someone stole the carbonite Han Solo. They could have showed him with IG-88 and Dengar and Bosk and all these other bounty hunters. There's so much stuff they could have done, and they made this incredibly boring story, which is basically Mandalorian Season 3. But, it is what it is. But it's a cool looking figure. I mean, I finally opened up all my figures back here since I've been redoing this, and I found this Boba Fett that I've never opened up. So I put them both together. I would have rather seen a show about this Boba Fett, not this Boba Fett. But what are you gonna do? As we all know, Disney doesn't care what fans think. So that's it for this week's episode of Mint Out of the Box. I hope you all, like I said, had a fantastic Father's Day. Wish your father a happy one. If you are one, hope you had a good one. Hope you scored some toys. So that's it for this week. I will see y'all next week. Have a great one. Oh, I forgot. As always, I am the godfather of toys, the J-Bomb.